For how many days can you go without a shower? This man hasn't bathed in 67 years. Number 1. Amu Haji, 87, from Dega, a village in the southern Iranian province of Iran, as looks like the biblical Moses who fell down a chimney. Covered in ash and dirt, you would mistake him for a sculpture if he is still. Amu hasn't bathed for nearly 7 decades because he is scared of water. He believes that if he will bath, he will fall ill. Cleanliness brings him sickness. His favorite meal is rotten meat of dead animals, especially porcupines. He loves smoking, but it is not tobacco that he enjoys. He prefers to smoke animal feces out of a rusty pipe. After going through some emotional setbacks in his youth, Haji decided to live an isolated life, Tehran Times reported. He wears a war helmet not to fight off enemies, but to keep him warm during winters. He has found some places to live in, a hole in the ground resembling a grave, to keep him grounded and in touch with the reality of life, and an open brick shack built by people who felt bad for him. He does check himself out in mirrors, the sided mirrors of passing by cars. He drinks 5 liters of water every day from a large rust tin can. He gets his hair trimmed by burning them over a fire. Number 2. Kenneth Brumley, fattest man in the world. Dad, who weighed staggering 73 feet, went 4 years so big that he couldn't walk or wash himself. He was unable to get up or move much more than his head and arms, and he hadn't been able to wash himself in 4 years. The size of a minivan, the dad of 4 could not fit through any of the door frames in his Texas home. As a result, emergency service teams had to knock through a wall into the garage in order to stretcher him to a nearby hospital, with even the slightest wrong move likely to trigger a heart attack. Huge baby's nappy. He was then given a gastric bypass, and after 365 days in hospital, was allowed to go back home in a wheelchair to continue working on standing unaided again. The first time he'd been able to do so in more than 15 years. Number 3. Wei Zhenhuan. China's hair boy aspires to be a rock star. This may seem a bit bizarre, but Yu Zhenhuan was officially named the world's hairiest man by the Guinness Book of Records in 2002. He suffers from a rare condition with hair covering 96% of his body. Yu is also an actor, in actuality since childhood, and so his bizarre look actually supplies him with a livelihood instead of being any kind of source for shame.